Are you trying to buy in this hot market right now and your offers aren't getting accepted? Make sure you watch this video to find out my tips to make your offers some of the best on the table. All right, everybody, what's up? My name is Rob Schou, and I'm with EXP Realty in Southern Maryland. If this is your first time on our channel, make sure you click that subscribe button. You click the little bell so you're notified every time we put out new content about moving and living in Southern Maryland. And if you have any questions or you need any help, use that contact information below that you see down there. Email me, call me, whatever you need to do. And also scroll down to the comments and you'll see where you can click on a link to set up a calendar meeting with me to have a consultation about buying in the area via Zoom or even in person too, if that's something you wanted to do. So as I said in the intro, today we're going to talk about what you can do to make your offers when buying a house more attractive to the sellers. Now, everybody has heard on the news, maybe through personal experience, that right now there are a lot of situations where there's going to be multiple offers on a house, especially if it's priced well in an area that's highly desirable. And so a lot of the times I'm hearing buyers get frustrated with the fact that they don't have an offer that's accepted. Or that they've put an offer in on 7, 8, 9 houses even, I've heard, and they still haven't got that offer accepted. All right, so what I want to go over today are the 5 tips that I have that I think are really important to make your offer the most attractive offer you possibly can for someone. Now, I know what you're probably saying right now. One of the things that I can do is definitely raise the price. I'm not going to talk about increasing your offer price. Obviously, I think you should be going in with a price that's comfortable for you and a price that market dictates, but these are other terms that you can include that maybe set your offer apart from other offers that are already on the table at a similar price point. All right, so even before you start looking at houses or getting offered, the very first thing you need to do is get pre-approved. A lot of real estate agents, including myself right now, are not even showing houses to customers or clients that are not pre-approved. And there's really good reason for that. And that's because the market is moving so fast that if you're not pre-approved and you make an offer, you're automatically going to the bottom of the pile of these sellers' offers. They're looking for highly qualified buyers, and when they see no pre-approval letter, they're just going to say, don't waste our time, we're going to move on to someone else that is more likely to be able to qualify for those finances. Because the more time they spend on an unqualified buyer, the more time that house is sitting on the market, and that's not good for the seller. So number one thing, before you start looking, before you even really start talking to a real estate agent, you should reach out to a local lender. You should reach out to, a local bank, or even, if you're a Navy Federal member, a USAA, or some of those bigger banks, and get a pre-approval letter. My number 2 tip, and I see this all the time, is when you get your pre-approval letter, make sure everything's right. So make sure your name's spelled correctly, make sure the area that you're looking in is spelled correctly, and all that stuff is correct, that the interest rate's on there, that your loan amount's on there, and all that stuff is correct. Because when you submit that to the sellers, you want to make sure there are no errors and you present yourself in the best light as possible. So if you're looking in one area to start with and then you change, don't recycle that same pre-approval letter. Get a new pre-approval letter from your lender with the updated information so you look like you're on top of what you're doing. Because remember, we're trying to convince those sellers to choose our offer over someone else's. And if we put our best foot forward, if we look like we've dotted all our I's and crossed all our T's, then we're more likely to get that acceptance of our offer. Now, along the same lines of the pre-approval letter, and this is kind of a controversial topic in the real estate world, but I've been hearing more and more people kind of take a different approach to what amount they have put on their pre-approval letter. So for example, a lot of people say that your pre-approval letter should be for whatever your offer price is. So if you're buying a house for $300,000, don't put anything other than I'm approved for $300,000 on it. Now, a lot of people are doing that, and it's a strategy that works well. They feel like then they have some more negotiation in the deal. But in this market, there's really not a lot of negotiation. The seller has a lot of control because they have multiple offers, so they're looking for the best offer. So what I've been coaching some of my clients to do, and I've been hearing more people talk about, is on that pre-approval letter, put down your best self. So if you're pre-approved for up to $400,000, $500,000 on a $300,000 house, put it down there. If you can put 30% down, 40% down, Put it on there. So when the seller sees your pre-approval letter, they know they don't have to worry about you getting qualified for finances. Now, I want to be clear, that doesn't mean you have to go through with that type of financing. So if you put those numbers down, that doesn't mean you have to do 30 or 40% down. Once the offer is accepted, you have to apply for financing and you can go with a different loan product. And that would be something you would want to be able to talk to your lender about. Okay, so number 3 thing that I've been noticing is that people that don't have contingencies on either selling their house or remaining in a renting situation automatically go near the top of that pile. Sellers don't want contingencies right now. They don't want you to say, hey, this is my offer based on me maybe selling my house a month from now. They want sure things. So if you can make it so you can sell your house first, you can get out of your lease and can move within that 30 or close within that 30-day period, or even carry both mortgages of the house you currently have and the new house you're trying to get. Make sure that you express that it's not contingent on you selling your current house or waiting out your current lease. So having no contingencies when it comes to another property is a really big deal. Number 4 relates, especially the spring market, families are looking to stay in their, seller families are looking to stay in their house lots of time until the school year ends. So if you're in a situation right now where you see your dream house and you're making an offer on it, consider if you can make it work, a rent back period to the sellers. So a rent back period basically is you would go to closing and the sellers would be able to stay in the house until a predetermined date. So basically you turn into the landlord at that point of closing and they turn into the tenant, and for X amount of time, depending on a lot of different factors, loan product and the type of loan you have can determine this, and other things. They can stay there until the end of the school year and just make it an easier transition for them. Now during that rent back period, you can have those sellers, now your tenants, pay rent, or you can say, hey, you know what? Let's do this rent back period and I'm going to give it to you for free. You can live here for the next 2 months for free while I'm making maybe one mortgage payment while you're in there. So a rent back option for a rent back offer for those sellers might just be exactly what they need to accept your offer over someone else's. Now, my very last tip, and I really firmly believe in this one, you got to find the right realtor for you. So I would definitely say the key to getting offers accepted in this market is have a realtor that you get along with, that you communicate well with, and that communicates well with other people and other realtors too. This game is all about talking to each other right now and being able to reach across the aisle and talk to the other realtor and talk to the listing, or talk to the sellers and all that kind of stuff is huge. And you have to be honest with yourself to make sure that you're not just choosing your best friend, or you're not just choosing that person your family's always used. You're choosing the person that best communicates with you and you best communicate, so you know that you're going forward as one team, one group, trying to accomplish that goal of buying you that dream house. All right, so hopefully this content helped you out, and if it did, make sure you click that subscribe button below, click the little bell so you're notified every time we put out new content, and if you need any help or have any questions, make sure you use that contact information right here, and I'd be happy to help you out. And again, if you want to schedule a Zoom meeting with me, use the link below in the comments, and I'd be happy to meet with you and talk to you about moving to Southern Maryland.